One of the most visible ways that our community has changed in response to the COVID-19 pandemic is the addition of parklets. Well, it started as a temporary program. Last summer, we supported the City Council's unanimous decision to formalize this option for businesses to take their services outdoors. The Chamber advocated for the continuation of parklets, and we also asked for additional clarity so that businesses know exactly what to expect when they embark in this process. In our minds, an ideal parklet program would have simple, straightforward, and efficient approvals, would include clear objective design standards and guidelines for maintenance, and would prioritize prompt addition and removal of parklets based on demand. With these elements, we think that a program will both support a vibrant downtown, but also advance equity between restaurants and businesses that don't have parklets in the same areas. Earlier this month, the city released their draft guide for the permanent program, and we were really excited to see that it included details, including clarity on design and upkeep expectations, safety and accessibility standards, a clear and predictable approval process, provisions that strike the right balance between flexibility, but also ensuring that parklets aren't sitting around empty and unused. And they also included a generous timeline that is going to allow businesses to transition from the temporary free program into one that's more permanent and will include some costs. To address the prompt removal of unused parklets, which has been a major concern for businesses who don't have them, we're going to be advocating that the city also implement a simple intent application this summer. This is going to help us better understand which parklets are going to have intent to move to the permanent program and which are going to need to be removed. To ensure that it's a process that's fair and effective, but not costly or burdensome, a modest fee associated with this intent application would roll into the future parklet fee process if they become permanent. And we're also sensitive to the fact that the largest cost to businesses, if they do decide to have a permanent parklet, is not going to be the city fee, but everything else that goes into actually building and constructing a parklet. We were inspired by the pre-approved plans that have been effective in lowering barriers to building ADUs or accessory dwelling units, and think that parklet design and engineering costs could be lowered with the creation of standard plans that can be used off the shelf by restaurants. Decisions like the one to implement parklets have a really direct impact on individual business success, as well as our overall economic health. And they are often made by local elected officials. These are the people that we get to see at the grocery store. They're on the sidelines of AYSO games, and sometimes they're even eating next to us in parklets at local restaurants. These elected officials have just as much, and in some case more, impact on our day-to-day than those who are in Sacramento and DC. And so I recognize that I might be a bit of a broken record at this point, but there's only a few days to go until Election Day. And so I'd ask each of you to today read through your ballot, research the candidates, and turn it in. The Chamber is so grateful for the myriad of candidates really all across the political spectrum who have spent time participating in our events, filling out questionnaires, submitting videos, and doing everything they can to help make your research of which candidate is right for you a little bit easier. All of their information, as well as links to better understand which district you're in following redistricting, can be found at slowchamber.org/elections. We've put a lot of work into this and hope it's an informative resource that can not only help you, but also be shared with your friends and neighbors. Sometimes it can seem like primaries are less important. They're the JV elections, but voter turnout really reflects that sentiment. But for so many of our local races, this is the finish line. The person who will fill the seat in the coming year is going to be decided in June, not in November. And we need to be in the habit of voting in every election because they all matter. The outcome of every election shapes our community, and we are lucky enough to live in a place where we have a say in the direction that we're heading. So make sure you have a plan to vote, and please encourage all of your friends, family, neighbors, acquaintances, coworkers to do the same. Thank you so much.